So Sal, after the emergency part of the disaster, there was the rebuild phase, and I wanted to check with you and to see what the company's approach was during the rebuild, getting all of the insurance adjusters in line, getting all of those claims set up, and then also going out and organizing the work, the massive amount of work that needed to be done. What was your approach?
So a big part of the emergency phase, that initial shock wave was, getting everybody stabilized. And from there, the next stage was, okay, let's rebuild Long Island. And we wanted to play a big role in helping rebuild Long Island, but we wanted to make sure it was done right, interacting with the local government, the local FEMA, all of that stuff was great, and now things are starting to roll. Our phones were ringing off the hook. Our key was, okay, how do we handle so much work so quickly, and everybody needed it done yesterday? And that became a big challenge. The challenge was, this is not just about going to someone's home, giving them an estimate, them saying, yes, I'd like to do the work, and then we have the normal production phase of getting into production, doing a pre-construction walkthrough, and doing the job. Everybody needs a job done yesterday. So we had to adjust some of our systems. Lesson learned is when you adjust your systems, it doesn't always work. So we definitely had a lot of challenges with that. A lot of challenges with trying to get so much work done so quickly and bypassing some of the checks and balances that we have in place to protect our projects, to protect the quality, the timeline, and the profit. Okay? When you eliminate some of those steps, you eliminate some of the margin, you eliminate some of the critical things. So big lesson I learned was that no matter what, you can't be bigger than you are. We are the biggest general contractor. We're the biggest remodeling company in the tri-state area. But we still can't grow overnight to 3 and 4 times the size we are. And the challenges we had to face were no gasoline. There were no gasoline pumps. You had to wait online for 2 and 3 hours to get gasoline. There was a shortage of labor because now everybody became a contractor. So some of your own labor you were great. Some of the subs you'd rely on when you were expanding, they had a lot of their own jobs, and all the excess labor out there was becoming their own contractor. Material, no boilers, no hot water heaters, generators, couldn't get any of that. You were down to the point you couldn't even get circuits to do panel changes where trees fell in homes. So your labor shortage, gas shortage, material shortage, and then you had the emotional issues. So here you are in the bulk of the work, changing your systems because there's so much work, you've got to get there and do this work for these people. You're dealing with the challenges of lack of all the resources, and the big thing is the emotions, and you've got your own regular work that you had to put on hold. So many people may say, oh, this was a great boon. I don't necessarily think it was a boon. I think what it was a natural disaster that we all just reacted as best as we can to help people get through. We were very fortunate that we ran the company in a way where it didn't hurt us, but I don't necessarily think this was some financial boon that helped us either. Because while we were selling and doing all this other work, we weren't doing our normal meat and potatoes work that we do all the time. And I think lesson learned is be careful. First of all, be careful what you wish for. We all wanted it to be busier and crazier and have more activity. Well, that's not the way you want to do it. And I said earlier, I never want to make a living on the back of somebody else's disaster, because they look in the eyes of these people who lost so much. Yeah, insurance is going to cover some and they're going to get their roofs done, but the valuables and the emotion and their children going through what they did, I can't make a living on that. It's just not what I'm made of.
Right.
And I also, from a business standpoint, from a strategic business standpoint, I think it's very hard to go from a regular GC that does specialty work and design build overnight to an insurance restoration emergency responder.
Yep.
And those who try to do it, I just feel that some of them might have gotten hurt financially and lost money. We're fortunate enough that we are such a big company. We do so much design build and specialty work that we were able to manage it to at least not get hurt.
Right.
And we had all hands on deck.